Catherine is a true fairy tale princess at the recent state banquet between the UK and the United States there at Windsor Castle. You could almost feel the essence of both history and fantasy and fairy tales and glamour and elegance and so many things in Catherine's gorgeous and amazing look, which I also call a bit of a Barbie look because she looked so perfect, like a Barbie doll. But we also have Melania Trump, and I would argue a sort of controversial choice for her state banquet. We also have Queen Camilla and sort of a dull ensemble, and so many other bits and pieces to talk about with this state visit. I have all the fashion breakdown for you today. So we are going to get into this. But if you guys haven't been to Royal Fashion News before, hello, my name is Brittany, and this is a channel for all those who have an immense passion for royal fashion. And so we are going to take a gander at the looks we saw at the state banquet. I will kind of sort of rank them from worst to best in my very personal and humble estimation. So we are going to get into all the details. And so let's start with Princess Anne. Yes, we all love Princess Anne. She is the hardest working member of the royal family. She's amazing. This outfit is not. I feel like this outfit is one that she stuck sort of in the back of her closet and like totally forgot about and pulled out of the garment bag and went, oh, this isn't too bad. It looks like it's been weathered with age. Like it's just kind of a hot mess. And Anne's not really known for having a fantastic sense of style, but I feel like this is a look that should have been retired probably like 20 years ago because it looks 40 years old and it just didn't really hold up. So I do have to say, I think this is sort of the worst look of the night, and it just seems just not very good. Although she was wearing the pine flower tiara, the aquamarine pine flower tiara that she had previously lent to the Cartier exhibition in London, which I actually was lucky enough to attend. So I will insert a picture of the pine flower tiara here if you haven't seen it, although I do have a video too. So we may do a video instead if you are interested in checking it out. It's a gorgeous piece for sure. I'm surprised that she decided to go with that instead of something else. But I do have to say again, this looks like it was stuck in the back of the closet, forgotten about, and it probably should have still stayed there. All right, guys, next we have Queen Camilla. We will be talking about both of her looks here because they have one thing in common. They are exceedingly dull, the same stinking silhouette. Like, it literally looks like she took the outfit she wore in the morning or afternoon when they did sort of the greeting, and she re-wore it for dinner and it like magically lengthened. Like, it's a magical dress. So when you start at the beginning of the day, it's short, and then as the day gets longer, the dress gets longer. That's sort of what it looks like. Now, I know Camilla likes this particular silhouette, which is shapeless. She really does stick to this. I know it's probably personal preference in a lot of ways. I don't know exactly why, but I just find it to be really dull. I hate to say it. I just find it to be very dull and uninspired. And I feel like the tiara choice kind of goes along with that. Once again, we had the Belgian sapphire. She wore that in July for the France state visit. She wore a white dress that time. This time it's a blue dress. When she greeted Donald Trump and Mrs. Trump, she wore a blue Fiona Clare dress, and then she had the sapphire brooch from Maria Fedorova, who was Russian. And then we also had a hat by Philip Tracy. So it was all just very samey same. I think Camilla's still not feeling very well, but at the same time, state visits are something that are planned months and months and months in advance. So it's like she had a long time to prepare for this event and think about what she wanted to wear. And it's just like, it just doesn't really feel like she put any effort into it. And again, I know she's not feeling well, but these are huge, big events. It's a huge for diplomatic things, and I just don't feel like it comes across very well when it just doesn't look like you put any thought into this, and you just basically pulled stuff out of the back of your closet that you already had, because I think both of the pieces are rewears. So anyways, that's my personal opinion here. This is very dull. She did pair the Belgian sapphire with Mrs. Grenville's necklace. She had this huge necklace that she left to the royal family. Camilla has worn it before. She had it, I believe, when she was still the Duchess of Cornwall. So it's a piece she's had for quite a while and has worn before. And it's very impressive. It just feels like this whole look, though, is very boring, samey same. I kind of wish she had done something different, done something more. because I think for a US state visit, I mean, you're trying to impress Donald Trump. I don't think this really landed. We had another ambassador who I think, did much better. So we will get there. All right, guys. So next on the list, I am putting on there Tiffany Trump in this bright blue dress that she wore to the state banquet. We did not see her at any other event for this trip, really. So I can only judge her based on the banquet look. And I gotta say, it just really strikes me as a pageant dress or like a prom dress. Like, I really loved her looks for the inauguration in January. She actually got the fashion crown in January for those looks. But here, I just really feel like, although I love the blue color and the symbolization to America and everything and the United Kingdom, I just feel like it's very pageant. I don't really like it. I think she could have done better, but it looks great with her skin tone and hair. Absolutely fantastic. But I feel like I've seen better, so not my favorite look. All right, guys, and next we have another, I don't know if you want to call it an exciting look, but let's talk about Mrs. Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, and I'm putting her third from the top here because there's one look that's, I think, a bit better than hers, and then we have our number one. But I just have to say, I felt a bit underwhelmed by both her looks this time. The Christian Dior suit that she wore to the greeting, it was like nice, but I felt like there needed to be something to it because I felt like, at least in the pictures, it read very flat because it's a dark gray look. The buttons don't stand out. None of it really stands out. So it's sort of blended together. So even if there are details in the look, you can't really see them, to be quite honest. So I just found that to be very kind of dark and dingy a bit. And then you add in the hat, and she did the same thing she did in the inauguration. It's kind of like deja vu, where the hat hid half her face. I really just don't like that effect at all. I think she's so pretty, and she looked so gorgeous at the banquet. But the hat, I just don't understand where she's going with that. I'm sure she's sending many a message with the hat. I think it's just of, I don't care anymore, or I just like don't want to really deal with the media. I don't really want to see you. I don't know what it is, but it's a lovely color of hat, and her hat actually matched her husband's tie, but I didn't like that it covered her eyes again. And then next we have is her gala look. So this is the banquet look. It is Carolina Herrera. Her first look was all Christian Dior. And again, a little bit of knocks for that, just because at a state visit, you should wear a designer either from your country or from the country you're visiting. Christian Dior is a bit of an odd choice, but it is a favorite of hers. But for the gala, she chose Carolina Herrera. And I do like this dress. I genuinely do like this dress. My only comment is that the dress seems a little underwhelming for a state visit. State visits is your time to kind of go big or go home, and I felt a little underwhelmed here. So I do have to say, didn't totally like it. So it's yellow with a lilac belt, and then she has lilac frosted velvet pumps from Manolo Blahnik. Manolo Blahnik is sort of her go-to pump. She wears them quite a bit. So I do have to say, I like it, but I just don't like it for this particular event. Otherwise, it's a pretty dress. It's a nice look. I think it does really look good on her, but I'm just not a huge fan. Now, the creme de la creme to this look, you can almost feel Melania sort of subtly trying to bring her own jewelry game, because obviously you can't really compete with tiaras, to be quite honest. So she wore, though, these massive statement diamond and emerald earrings. Now, I did actually look these up, and she's had these at least since 2017 because she was pictured at a Red Cross event wearing them. So she definitely has had these earrings before. I don't know for how long. I don't know who made them, but I do think they are quite pretty and beautiful. I think they're an interesting choice because obviously yellow and green would look a little garish. I think the lilac belt actually was definitely, of the two colors, I think that was a better choice. And so the color blocking here, when you add in the bright green of the emeralds, the yellow of the dress, the lilac of the belt and pumps, it's an interesting choice in color blocking, but it's also not obnoxious. I just feel like for a state event, zhuzh it up a little bit. It just needs a little bit more. This is like, again, go big or go home. That's how you do it at state events. So I just felt like the dress itself, the style. It was simplistic. It was gorgeous. I'd like it at pretty much any other event. Not really for a state event, though. But she still looked beautiful. Other two looks, I definitely prefer her gala look to her welcoming look because the welcoming look just felt very underwhelming in some ways. And I was just, why the hat again? I don't understand. But maybe that's just me. And Melania's like, I don't care about the press anymore. But those are my thoughts there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, second from the top, I have to give it to the Duchess of Gloucester, Brigitte, because I think she looks fantastic in this light blue gown. We really didn't get any pictures of it because apparently nobody wants to picture the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester. But I think Brigitte looks absolutely fabulous. She's in her 70s now, sort of later 70s, and I really do think she looks amazing. She also paired her dress with the honeysuckle tiara, and I just really think she looks absolutely fabulous and fantastic. I think she's a great representative of the United Kingdom and that she continues to work and be very dedicated to her role as the Duchess of Gloucester, I think is really commendable. And so I am so excited to see her. The honeysuckle tiara was commissioned in 1910 by Queen Mary, the Queen of all jewels. And at one point, I guess, it might have even been able to hold the Cullinan 5 diamond, which was eventually put into the crown that Queen Camilla wore. But she is only, guys, a year away from 80. She'll be 80 next year. She looks absolutely fantastic. She looks to be in fantastic health. So bravo, Brigitte. She looks amazing. Okay, guys, number one fashion look for the state event between the United States and the United Kingdom is none other than Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Who else could it be? She looked fabulous. So we got to start off with her first look of the event, which is her Amelia Wickstead coat dress. This dress is now available for sort of like a pre-order, like registering interest is what they call it on the website. It's almost $3,000, but you're welcome to check it out. I think it looks great. She did change it, so the belt is different and there's 2 less buttons on Catherine's version than the one they're putting up for sale. But I think Catherine looks great here. I love her Jane Taylor hat. She's wearing her Prince of Wales brooch. She has Gianvito Rossi pumps on in dark brown, which I really like. I was worried they were black, and I'm like, eh. And she does have burgundy heels, but I think dark brown is a really good option here. Brings a little bit of like freshness to it. Then we also have some new diamond and ruby earrings. I'm not sure exactly where they came from, but very, very exciting. I think she looks fabulous in them. And she also exchanged her Jane Taylor hat for a bow when she went inside. She also had her Chanel clutch with her, which she uses quite a bit in her burgundy ensemble. She likes that clutch, and so do I. I think it's pretty. So I think she looks fabulous in the greeting, but, oh my goodness. The gala look. It's like fairy tale princess come to life, Barbie come to life, and a little bit like the Rain series from CW way back in the day. So I absolutely love this dress. It's a Philippa Lepley dress. So she wore Philippa Lepley in the Bahamas. That light blue gown that she wore was also Philippa Lepley. So this is her second choice from the designer that we've seen. And it has a lace, basically overlay cape coat type thing over it. And underneath is a crepe white gown. And I really love this effect. I think it's gorgeous and amazing. And again, it gives me fairy tale princess / Barbie. I said Barbie on X and some people thought that was an insult. Guys, I'm talking about the best times of Barbie here. When Barbie's like amazing. So I think of the Empress Josephine Barbie doll. That is the Barbie I'm thinking of. I don't know what other people are thinking about because that is Barbie. Anyways, I think it looks gorgeous and amazing. I also love these behind the scenes videos we're getting from Catherine and William. I think they are awesome and what they should be doing more of. I'm so glad they're doing these type of things. The other royal families do them, so I'm really excited that Catherine and William are doing that as well. And I think this look was smashing. She knocked it out of the park, hit it as far away as humanly possible, and I think it was really perfect, to be quite honest. I think it was really, truly very, very perfect, and I felt like it brought the right level of glamour, and I really feel like it was sort of similar to what she's done before, but also very, very unique. I love that it sort of opens and you got this cape. So it just feels like old-timey and like she's in like a castle somewhere and they're putting this coat over her. Very a la Reign. If you don't know, Reign was a CW series of Mary Queen of Scots that had really nothing to do with Mary Queen of Scots. And they basically dressed the girls all in Marquesa all the time. So not medieval at all. It was like it's a medieval fantasy version. And I feel like Catherine captured that. I loved it. And favorite look. Favorite look by far. Probably one of my favorite gala looks from Catherine ever. I love it. I love the fantasy of it. And I'm sure Donald Trump, who was seated next to her, absolutely loved it too. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a little bit of a fairy tale this evening because I feel like I got to enjoy fairy tale aspects. I love some of the behind the scenes images we're getting and videos from Catherine and William. Want more of that, please, during every state visit because it adds just a little bit of magic to these events, which are so fun and amazing. So, guys, thank you so much again for watching, and I shall speak to you again very soon. Bye.
We don't count the carats, we count the centuries.